Yes, good evening, and welcome again to another presentation on repairing diabetes part 2. And this part of the program is a little bit more significant because we have a juicer and we have more time. You know, we did a video on diabetes and the time was limited, so you didn't have enough, get lots of information. But tonight we're going to give you lots of it. And we're going to teach you how you can retrain. I'm going to use the word retrain your pancreas to function and fix type 2 diabetes. Type 2, I said, right? Because, as I said, the body heals itself if given the right nutrition. And we have lots of diabetics running around in the Caribbean countries. And diabetes is the third leading cause of death in America. Diabetic complications is the third leading cause of death beside prescription medication. Prescription medication, giving wrong drugs together, is right on the borderline with diabetes for the third leading cause of death in America. Drug interaction. Hospitals give you the wrong drug. But diabetes complication is also a problem in people losing their limbs. You know what I mean? Hand, your foot, your eyes, your legs, your nerves. Yeah? And all because of diet. Right? So, now, this is called the BioLife program. We are looking for Darren to put up this program on the page so that people can learn to keep the body more alkaline than acidic. Now, so let's look at one of the reasons, right, why you get diabetes. Where? Now, in the Caribbean countries and in North America, the average person is eating a diet of 80% acid foods and 20% alkaline foods. And that's a fact. All right? The whole in the Western world, in the West, the whole of Europe, whole of North America, and through we incorporated the man's diet in the Caribbean, he taught us how to eat this way. 80% acid and 20% alkaline. But in reality, our body function in an alkaline terrain. 7.45. Venous blood, 7.45. Arterial blood, 7.45. Capillary blood, 7.8. Intestinal tract secretion, 8.0, 8.3. Pancreatic secretion, alkaline. Saliva, 6.9, 7.0 alkaline. Urine, 6.9, 7.0 alkaline. The only place that is acidic is your stomach, because your stomach produces hydrochloric acid. So your pH in your stomach is what? 3.6. Share it to your friends now. All right? Because we're going to teach you how to fix diabetes. Now, when we are going to retrain your pancreas, we are looking to put you on a diet that is 80% alkaline and 20% acidic or acid. Because the pancreas produces alkaline enzymes and functions better in an alkaline terrain. That's a fact. Okay? Now, some people talk about ketones and all these kind of carbohydrates and the fats. We ain't want to go into that. We're going to just teach you today how you can retrain your pancreas to serve you well. Because your pancreas is the most active gland in your digestive system. All right? Don't forget, I said that your pancreas is the most the most active gland in your digestive system. That is a fact. Because it produces enzymes to break down starches, proteins, and fats. It's active, and it is part of what we call the earth system, meaning that it is part of the earth. The stomach the small and the large intestines make up the earth, plus your pancreas. So, the average person who come down with diabetes either have what we call a genetic predisposition, meaning that their mother, father, uncle, grandfather had it. A genetic predisposition, or they have some way of eating the wrong foods that cause them to come down with that disease. Although it is a complex disease or disorder, you can repair diabetes because we have tons of people who don't take drugs anymore. Right? So, the first thing we have to learn is to look at the starches which lots of people eat in the Caribbean, and they call it grung food. And that's the reason why you have so much diabetes over here, because you eat too much starch foods. Starches are what we call the sticky substances. See? So you have to look for the complex carbohydrates, not the processed ones. But you eat your carbohydrates with your protein, with your fats together, and then all of a sudden, you change the composition of your secretion in your pancreas and cause your body to produce too much acid, so 80% of your diet now become acidic and 20% is alkaline. Your pancreas will function there, but you won't burn it up, because now in an acid terrain of 80%, your pancreas have to work extra hard in the exocrine part of the gland to break down all your starches, your protein, and your fats, and all of a sudden you burn it out, because it's not supposed to function in an acid terrain. It's supposed to function in an alkaline terrain. And once it's functioning here, you are prone to get diabetes, because it's not supposed to function. Then you make it have to work extra hard for you, because you have it functioning now in an acid terrain. So, wonderful. That's good to start. So, the so-called dietitians, that's what I call a lot of them. They come to you and said to you, Mr. John, Miss Jane, your diet's supposed to be pyramid. And I said, what is a pyramid diet? A pyramid diet is an acid diet. A pyramid diet that all these so-called dietitians promote to you all is an acid diet. It is a killer diet. Why? Because if that pyramid diet was so sound, common sense and wisdom, if that pyramid diet was so sound and so foolproof, how come lots of people who is eating or practicing that particular principle of an alkaline diet is coming down with diabetes, coming down with high blood pressure, coming down with lupus, coming down with scleroderma, coming down with eye troubles, coming down with cancers? If this pyramid diet that the so-called dietitians promote so well to you, why you all getting sick? Because the pyramid diet is an acid diet, because they tell you that you have to have all the food groups in one plate. That's what they tell you. So I call them so-called dietitians over here too. Now we're teaching them now how the pyramid diet is a killer diet, is an acid diet, because you can never ever survive with the pyramid diet. Because the pyramid diet that they produce for you produces just what? 80% of the pyramid diet is acid. And not even 20% of the pyramid diet is alkaline. So the so-called dietitians, they're killing you all faster. And that's the bottom line fact. That's truth. So, if you learn how to remove the pyramid diet from your diet, you're going to fix diabetes. We're going to teach you how tonight. Wonderful. All right. Now, repairing diabetes part 2. Now, when you go to the doctor and you take an A1C, the doctor is looking to find if you are a diabetic, or if you are borderline or becoming a diabetic. So he takes your sugar in he takes your blood and look for the sugar floating in your bloodstream. Right? Now, so he says to you, your sugar levels, he says to you, the doctor says to you, your sugar level is supposed to be what? 70 to 110 milligram deciliter. That's what he says to you. Yeah? I'm saying to you, how come he won't tell you that your sugar levels in the morning is supposed to be 70 milligram deciliter to 110 milligram deciliter? If he picks you up here, he tells you he doesn't have diabetes. I'm telling you that once he picks you up over here, 110 milligram deciliter, you can't eat no sugars. Because at 110 milligram deciliter, your sugar going to go high if you eat sweets in the morning. And it won't pass 180 milligram deciliter. And automatically, you can't come back down fast because you're eating processed foods. That's number one. And you're eating the wrong sugars in the morning. See? So if you are 70 to 100 in the morning, and you have 10 grams of sugar, your sugar levels, not processed sugars, no, complex carbohydrates, if you have to, which you're not supposed to in the morning time, your sugar is supposed to go from 120 to 140 milligram deciliter, and in 10 minutes, you're supposed to come back down to what? To 90 milligram deciliter again. You're not supposed to let your sugar go more than 180 or 150. If you're eating sugars in the morning, and you want the sugar to go from 150, from 100 to 180, you're going to become a diabetic long term because you are working your pancreas too hard. See? So he looks at 70 to 110, I look at 70 to 100. See? So when he do the A1C for you, he tells you that if you're 120 milligram deciliter, or if you're 130 milligram deciliter, he tells you that you are becoming a diabetic. You are getting diabetes. If you are 150 milligram deciliter or 200 milligram deciliter in the morning, he tells you that you are a diabetic. He puts you on pills. If you are 120 milligram deciliter or if you are 130 milligram deciliter, he puts you on medication also. He's not supposed to put you on medication if you are 120 to 130 milligram deciliter at all. Period. He's supposed to say to you, look at what you eat, change your diet around, fix your pancreas, and you fix diabetes. You see what I'm saying? So, 120 milligram deciliter, borderline. You're not supposed to take a drug. If you are over 200 milligram deciliter on a regular basis, by checking your sugar with your machine now, yeah, then your doctor may put you on a few drugs. Diabetes, metformin, bad drug metformin is, and tells you you're going to have to take that drug forever and ever, amen, till you die. That is a death sentence to me because you're supposed to fix your pancreas. We're going to show you how. Open it, me in. Open. Wonderful. Let's go now. What caused diabetes? What caused diabetes? What is the cause of it? Over here. Acid diet. Having a diet full of acids that cause the exocrine part of the pancreas to malfunction and cause your pancreas to be lazy. And then all of a sudden, the acid diet that you are on for 20 to 30 years, your pancreas burn up itself. Because in an acid terrain, you have to work extra hard to produce all your enzyme from the exocrine part of the gland. And you get diabetes long term even though you don't have a genetic predisposition. Indians are full of diabetes. A lot of Indian people. A high fat diet. We're going to tell you why. We're going to talk about insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity. Digestive problems, because the pancreas is part of the earth system. So once you have troubles in the digestive system, you can get diabetes if there is not a balance between stomach, small intestines, large intestines, and your liver. We're going to talk about your liver too, because your liver is very important in keeping your sugar levels normal. A virus can attack your pancreas and damage the gland. A bacteria, that happens with young children that get type 1 diabetes, juvenile onset diabetes. Sometimes the virus can attack the pancreas and damage the pancreas. Or sometimes the child, when given sweets at an early age, at 18 months, giving the children at 6 months sugars, it damages the pancreas long term because the molar is not manifesting. So the child's system is not used to sugars. So automatically at 6 months, you're feeding your children lots of sugars. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, the child molar is not manifesting, especially honey. Don't give your children honey till they get to be 2 or 3 years of age, because they don't have the molar. When the molar manifests, you can now introduce some complex carbohydrates in your child's diet. And that's the reason why you have 4-year-old and 9-year-old and 10-year-old children coming along with type 1 diabetes, juvenile onset diabetes, because sugars was introduced into the diet at a young age, 6 months, 9 months, 15 months. Not supposed to give your children sugars or your toddler sugars at them ages there, period, because they're going to get type 1 diabetes. The endocrine system, if it's imbalanced, we're going to tell you why, that also can have could cause a disruption in the digestive system and cause you to get diabetes also. All right? So endocrine imbalances, a virus or bacteria, could also promote diabetes. Your liver, your adrenals, your pituitary gland, and your pancreas. We're going to tell you how they work together. And if they don't work together, we're going to tell you why you can get diabetes or hypoglycemia if they don't work together. You're going to hold this chart right over here. God is great. He gave me knowledge and wisdom. That's what I ask him for, you know. GTF chromium is something we're going to talk about that you're going to have to use to fix your diabetes. We're going to come back to that. Now, okay, take it off. Okay, now, let's talk about insulin sensitivity. When you go to a doctor, and the doctor tell you your A1C is 6.5 or 10.0, he don't ask you or ask you how you eat. Do you drink coffee? Do you drink soda pops? Do you eat fried foods? Do you drink lots of purified water? How is your bowel habits? Do you go to the bathroom every day? Does he ask you that? Do you eat sugars in the morning? Well, how late at night do you eat sugars? He don't ask you that. All he does is to write a prescription for you and tell you you have to take that drug till you die, forever and ever. Right? Here, listen down. He never asks you or educates you about insulin sensitivity. If you have insulin sensitivity, and you eat a ripe banana, your sugar might jump from 100 milligram deciliter to 180 milligram deciliter. If you have insulin sensitivity, if I, Patrick, eat the same banana, my sugar levels might go from 100 milligram deciliter to 130 milligrams per deciliter and come back down. So I don't have insulin sensitivity. See? So you have to find out if you have insulin sensitivity in order for you to fix it, because if that is the cause of you getting diabetes and you fix the insulin sensitivity, your diabetes disappears. How come they don't tell you that? A mango is 55 glycemic index in terms of sugar. An apple is 44 glycemic index. So the mango is higher in terms of the glycemic index than the apple. The peas and beans are 28 to 24 glycemic index. So you have to look at the glycemic index of the food that you're going to eat. If you have diabetes, in order for you to know how you can eat or how much mango you can eat per day. And that is where your machine comes in. See what I'm saying? You don't have to check your sugar once a month, once per week. You must check your sugar 4 times per day. You must invest in a machine like you invest in your house and you invest in your vehicle. Because when diabetes takes hold of your body and damages your eyes, you can't see to drive. When diabetes take hold of your body and it cuts your limbs off, you can't drive nothing. You end up in the earth. And the same vehicle that you take care of all the time is still here. And diabetes kills you. So you must invest your money in a machine. And we are giving machines to the poor because poor people who are poor and can't get these things, suffers because they can only check the sugar once per month and they're full of diabetes. So we are going to help the people, the poor people, to get machines. Don't forget now, help the poor, don't rob the poor. So, that's insulin sensitivity. Let's look at insulin resistance. Once you eat a carbohydrate, your pancreas releases insulin, which is the hormone. But your pancreas is dependent on the pituitary gland in your brain, in the anterior part of the gland, in order for your pancreas to have lots of insulin production. Let them doctors know that. If a doctor is trained in the endocrine system, he will tell you that. If he's just a GP, he can't tell you because he doesn't know about the endocrine glands. That's why you give you metformin when you have PCOS. So the pancreas, which is part of the endocrine system, works on the pituitary gland, the anterior part of the gland, for its insulin production, while the kidney and the adrenal and the thyroid gland depends on this particular gland. I want you to follow me now. This gland, the adrenal glands on top of your kidney, depends on the pituitary gland. And this organ right here called your liver will never release wet sugar back into your bloodstream unless it receives a signal from what gland? From the adrenal glands. So once your sugar drops to under a certain number and you start to suffer from hypoglycemia, and hypoglycemia comes from too much sugar in your diet. Let them know that too. Your adrenals will send a signal to your liver. And once the liver receives the signal in a balanced state, your liver will release the wet sugar back in your blood to shoot your sugar back up. Because your liver stores glycogen. Follow me. So, your pancreas depends on the pituitary. And your adrenals depend on the pituitary gland. Your liver depends on the pituitary gland. And your adrenals, or your liver, depend on the adrenals. in order for your liver to shoot back wet sugar in your blood. So when you get a hypoglycemia attack, it's because you have no balance or connection between your adrenals and your liver. You're done for me. That's how it is. So there is always a balance between the endocrine system and the organ system. There is always a balance, or have to be a balance between the organ system and the earthly system. If there is no balance, you will get diabetes or you will get insulin resistance. So let's talk about that. Up there. Insulin resistance. The cells. Insulin resistance. The cells. What is resistance? If I am resisting arrest, what that means? The police come to arrest Patrick Dells and he's resisting arrest. I'm resisting because I want to go to jail. That's what resisting insulin resistance is. Your body is resisting insulin. Why? Because there is an imbalance in the cell production. See? So your beta cells, if it's full of acid, and if your beta cells is full of fats, it will resist insulin. Insulin resistance. If you have too much fats blocking your receptors, because remember that insulin is a hormone, and a hormone is a messenger, and hormones send messages to where? To the receptor that does what? That receive your messages. So insulin come in because your cell is all acidic, no problem, no trouble with the cells. Then insulin is being resisted because the cells is acidic. So all of a sudden, all these fats in the cell, they call them, I heard the doctor about ketones, and I don't want you to know about carbohydrates and fats. All the fats start to block the receptors. The keyhole that your insulin is supposed to open so the sugar could go in, because sugar goes up and out in your brain to burn as fuel. But if your insulin comes here and he does that, and he can't get in. He can't get into the receptors to send the messages. He's a messenger. Insulin is a messenger. He can't get in. He's being blocked. He's being blocked by what? By fats in the receptors, in the keyhole. So he can't get in. So what happened to him? He stays in your blood. He starts to resist. Because your cells are acidic. Your beta cells. See? So he can't get in. So what happened to you? If the insulin can't get into the receptors, you have a spill of insulin in the blood. And once insulin is in your blood, guess what happened to you? Your sugar level go high because now you have insulin resistance. That's number one. High sugar levels because the sugar can't get in. He can't go up. He can't come out. So he starts to go into the urine. He starts damaging your kidney. He starts damaging your eyes. He starts damaging your nerves. Because insulin can't get into the receptors. I want you to follow me now, people. Now, if the insulin can't get in, diabetes shoots up. One, your arteries start getting harder and harder and harder and harder. Why? Because too much insulin in the blood will harden your arteries and cause you to get troubles in your heart long term. Let them know that too. So you go to the doctor, and the doctor gives you more insulin, not knowing that you are suffering from insulin resistance. You are producing it from the endocrine part of the gland, but your body's not utilizing it properly because your receptors is clogged with fats and acids. So he gives you insulin shots. He said to you, fast acting, slow acting, Novolin. Take 30 units per day in the morning, take 10 units at night. But he never tell you that he is causing you to get a double whammy, because now you are producing insulin, but your body's just resisting it, and he give you more of it, and he give you more troubles in your heart long term. And that's the reason why you get heart disease and hardening of the arteries, and your blood can't flow. You get what you call diabetic neuropathy, hardening of your legs, tingling of the fingers. Because once he puts you on insulin and you are insulin resistant, that's what you get. Jehovah is great. So let's look at some herbs now that we're going to use to teach you how to fix diabetes. If you don't know if you have insulin resistance, you could never fix diabetes. If you could fix insulin resistance, you're going to fix diabetes. If you can't or won't fix insulin resistance, you can't fix diabetes. Don't forget Patrick just told you that. Let's look at the first herb, gentian. She's going to mark it down for you in a while. All the herbs you're going to put on the screen, and all the herbs I'm going to put on the screen is for diabetes. Is to help to what? To normalize the function of that gland again, because now that gland is crippled, because you cripple it through diet. So you have to go and retrain it. Just like a man who can't walk, and you have to train him like a baby who is growing and can't walk. She have to learn to walk. You have to go and learn now to retrain the pancreas because you messed it up. So you must go to gentian. You must go to dandelion root, because your pancreas is tucked under the right lobe of your liver. And your pancreas and your gallbladder share one duct. So you have to take care of the duct. So you must use dandelion root. It helps the liver. And your liver is the organ that maintains your glucose levels. Let them PhD brothers do that too. You don't have to have a big PhD. Common sense and wisdom will teach you everything, because God is the biggest scientist in the world. I don't depend on man for nothing. Dandelion root, gentian, you have to mix them together and make them as a tea. Dandelion root mixed with gentian over here. Mix with dandelion leaf in case there is an excessive amount of sugar in the urine, which could damage the filtration or units of the kidney and damage the kidney. We give you dandelion leaf to push the sugar out. It is what we call a potassium sparing diuretic. So if there is sugar in the urine, because you have insulin resistance and you can't push the excessive amount of sugar out, and you're storing it all over, you have no energy, we give you the dandelion leaf to push out the excessive amount of sugar in the urine. And when you taste your urine, you're going to taste sugar. It's going to be sweet. One over here. Cinnamon. Now you have all them big drug companies putting cinnamon in capsules and tablets for you now. When we've been telling them from ever since we tell them cinnamon help the beta cells to utilize insulin properly. We've been telling them that since in the 70s and the 80s. Insulin, this here, cinnamon helps the beta cells to what? To utilize insulin properly. But now you have all them big drug companies now trying to come on the bandwagon and selling cinnamon in what? In capsules. They can't patent it though. You have to use this particular herb with all the others. Next one. Blessed thistle. Blessed thistle is significant in any diabetic treatment. Why? Because it is a digestive bitter. It will drop your sugar levels, but it also helps to normalize the function of your liver and the digestive system, because it helps your digestive system to produce digestive juices. So, blessed thistle is important. Astragalus. It's an antiviral plant, antibacterial plant, but it's also helped to build the immune system. But it dropped sugar levels like crazy. And with another herb called Gymnea sylvestre. They call it sugar destroyer. Podiaco. Podiaco is an antifungal plant, anti-tumor plant, but we use it in diabetic formulas because it not only has to drop your sugar levels, but if there is a infection or bacteria or fungus that is affecting the pancreas, we will use this plant there. We're going to mark it on the screen for you so you can learn. If a virus attacks the pancreas and do not destroy that particular gland, we can use hyssop. It's mentioned in the Bible. Psalms 51. Cleanse me with hyssop. I become like clean. So this herb, although it's a herb we use for viruses like herpes and HPV and AIDS and HIV, it is also good to use if we believe that the pancreas is being damaged or being attacked by a virus. Okay? Black walnut, antifungal plant. If there is any kind of troubles in this area, in the bowels, that is coming back into the system and causing your pancreas to malfunction, we use the black walnut, and it's also helped to drop the sugar levels too because they're bitter. Don't taste too good, but it will help your system. All right? Now, right over here. What does over here says? Over here says your pancreas. This part of the bowels of your large intestines correspond to the gland. So all the time, people who have what we call diverticulitis, inflammation of the diverticula, it affects this part called the splenic flexure. And once the splenic flexure is affected, it will affect the part of the colon that corresponds to your gland called your pancreas. Go again. Pancreas. Patrick does make this. And when I give this to my patients, the sugar level drop quick. Because this here normalize the function of the pancreas and cause the pancreas to normalize, number one, and also keep your sugar levels normal. So, when you have diabetes and you're going to use Pancreas, 40 drops. 40 drops under the tongue. Three times per day. Didn't taste too good though, but trust me. You go back and check your sugar levels. No, I'm going to check mine in a little while. If there is diabetes and it damages your eyes and causes you to have a detached retina or diabetes or diabetic retinopathy, we give you inside compound to help to what? To repair the detached retina. GTF chromium. GTF chromium. Come over here. You already know about these things. All these things that function or make you have good pancreatic health. GTF means glucose tolerance factor. Make you tolerate glucose in the blood. Chromium, make you lose weight. But the pancreas needs this mineral in the pancreas. You can get it in okra and in some nuts and seeds. And you must take what? 800 micrograms per day of GTF chromium in order for you to see a drop in your sugar levels. 800 micrograms of GTF chromium per day. Bitter melon. Alpha lipoic acid for sugar reduction and sugar metabolism. All these should be used together. Plus what? zinc. Why zinc? You know why zinc? Because zinc acts as an enzyme activator. They don't tell you that. Zinc acts as an enzyme activator and an enzyme replenisher. It replenishes enzymes in the exocrine part of the gland. So if you are a woman, you should take 30 milligrams per day. And if you are a man, you should take 50 milligrams per day, because zinc is also found in the prostate gland and in the thymus gland. And it is what we call a enzyme replenisher. It replenishes the enzymes in your pancreas. Magnesium. I'm going to always promote magnesium. Magnesium is significant in good pancreatic health. It works on muscles, nerves, but it is found in the pancreas and helps the pancreas to function better. So you should take what? You're taking 1,000 milligrams of magnesium per day. Not in the tablets. Tablets don't work. Magnesium gel, powder, or capsule. 1,000 milligrams per day. And then you want to take what? Selenium. Selenium is 200 micrograms per day. Why? In case there is free radicals damaging the pancreas, which they can do. Selenium at 200 micrograms per day is going to get rid of the free radical damage to your pancreas. And that's what's giving you diabetes. Circulation. If you have bad circulation, use the herbs. Ginkgo, horse chestnut, hawthorn, prickly ash, lycium fruit, cinnamon, to fix your neuropathy. And over here, blueberries. Blueberry and danshen. Danshen moves the blood. It moves things. So you don't get numbness in your feet and in your hands. And blueberry works on your eyes. But it also helps to drop your sugar levels on a regular basis. If you use all of them together, and you have it as a tea, and you want to drink 3 cups per day, 5 minutes before your meals, and you only have 5 grams of sugar. When you buy your stuff in the supermarket, 5 grams. 5 grams of sugar for 3 months. And you keep on checking your sugar levels on a regular basis. You're going to see that automatically, mark it down for you, automatically you're going to see what's going to happen. Let me show you what's going to happen. So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If your sugar was 300 milligrams deciliter, in 1 week, you're going to see says 250. That means you're good. You're coming down. In another week again, you're going to stay at 250 for a while. After 250, you're going to see says what? 200. And you're going to stay there for a while, because sometimes if you have a sugar level of 300 and you drop it too fast, you get jittery because you've been living with that number for so long. You get nervous because you can't go under here. So you have to drop it gradually till you retrain your pancreas, and that's the way you fix diabetes. Now, I want to teach my people, because diabetes causes kidney disease. Now, if you check your sugar in the night, and your sugar says 200 milligram deciliter, right? At 10 o'clock in the night. And in the morning you get up and it says 250 milligram deciliter, your pancreas is not working properly. It's not working because your sugar level is not supposed to be higher in the morning. If you check your sugar levels at night and it says 250 milligram deciliter at 10 o'clock, and it says 100 milligram deciliter in the morning, your pancreas is working. You could fix it. Over here to over here, it takes time. Over here to over here, you fix it in about a month. Are you all listening? Or you following? Pass it on to somebody else. Because diabetes making you all lose your eyes, limbs, you know what I mean? Penis. vagina, kidney, huh? Because the sugar is too high. And if you keep on having a high sugar level for over a certain period of time, you're going to damage your organs long term. So now we're going to make a juice now and show you how you can fix diabetes with juicing. Let me check your sugar for you. Now, in the morning when you get up, you're going to do a fast blood sugar testing. And I'm going to show you what to look for.
Wait.
Wait for what?
Wait, hold on.
Hold on for what?
Okay, wait.
You ready? You got
Wait.
it?
Okay, wait. Okay, hold on.
Are you going to do something?
Okay, wait.
Wait, that's hot?
Okay, let me. Oh, God.
Now, look at that. See? She had. See where she at? Now. Now. Let me check mine now. Remember that when you're checking your fingers, she just had sugars. She's high. Now remember, when you're checking your sugar levels, you have to look and see if the blood's going to run or if the blood will stay at the ball. If your blood stays at the ball, that's good. If you prick your finger and the blood runs, it's no good. Don't forget I told you that. Your blood must stay at the ball. Yeah, man. Right? Now, this is my finger. See the blood? At the ball. See? That's the way it's supposed to stay at the ball. Not supposed to run. Right? Boom. At the ball. Now I'm going to check my sugar levels now. 102. See? Now, I check my sugar at 102. And I go on and eat some sugar in the night. Because now it's night time. What's going to happen to my pancreas? My pancreas is now looking to go on rest. To regenerate between the hours of 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. in the morning. So I don't know. I'm not going to give him no more sugars. I'm going to give him the time to go out to bed to regenerate. So in the morning when I get up, it's going to be lower than that. You see what I'm saying? That is significant. So we don't want you as a diabetic to use sugars first thing in the morning and last thing at night. Because you will never, ever, ever fix diabetes. Let's go to the juicer now. Ready, Mia? Now, see him? He kind of shaped like a pancreas. Sweet potato shaped like a pancreas too. Alright? Now, we're going to make a drink. But we're almost done now. Now, hold on. String beans. String beans. String beans. Body beans. Let me hear? Natural insulin. Let me hear what you say. String beans and body beans is what? Mark it down under the post. Natural insulin. Mark it down. But they mark it down for me? String beans and body beans have natural insulin. Mark it down under your post. String beans and body beans have natural insulin. God put everything on the earth for us to use for healing. So, go ahead. Red pepper. A cucumber. In case there's sugar in the blood. Pumpkin. Now, a piece of onion. Don't forget your juice must have onion in there.
Hey.
And parsley. Ginger. For them wicked vampires and them wicked bacteria.
Brush it.
Lettuce.
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 What's the second bean, yes, sir?
Baby beans.
Spell it.
B-O-D-I.
B-O-D-I. B-O-D-I. B-O-D-I. B-O-D-I. B-O-D-I.
See?
Minya, take it easy now. You put more garlic in this one.
Now, when you have diabetes, I want you to make this drink. Give me a glass there, Chris. I want you to make this drink for me. And you know what? You know the beautiful thing about this drink here? The beautiful thing about this drink is it have lots of enzymes. No. It have lots of enzymes. Yeah? And we're going to have a live video, not too long from now, maybe another week or so, on enzyme therapy and how you could feed the body enzyme and stay healthy. Yeah? Now, lettuce. See lettuce? Once you eat anything sweet, always chew a piece of lettuce behind it.
Hi, Jennifer.
Always do that. Because the lettuce goes down, and with the enzyme function of the lettuce, it helps to normalize the function of the gland. So your sugar stays normal. Any sweet you're going to eat, chew a piece of lettuce behind. And if you drink this juice on a regular basis with the herbs that I mentioned, then you will know for a fact that you're going to check your sugar first thing in the morning, before you have your lunch, before you have your dinner, and before you go to bed, and log it down. And if you are on medication and you want to come off the medication, the metformin, that is, because metformin cause lactic acidosis. Metformin cause that, and anemia. And metformin cause lactic acidosis and anemia. So how you going to take 1,000 milligrams of that per day? You're crazy. You're killing yourself, making your pancreas more acidic. If you're taking a doctor medication and you're taking 1,000 milligrams of metformin per day, you're going to take the doctor's medication every other day. Do not come off your medication like that. Wean yourself off. Because your pancreas will start to respond to you by looking at your numbers. And once your numbers start to drop from 300 to 200 to 150 to the double digits, you know that you're fixing diabetes and you come off the medication day by day. So, every other day, you take the doctor medication. Come over here. every other day. So you take the doctor medication Monday. You don't take it Tuesday. And if every Tuesday, every other day, you're not taking the doctor medication and you see your sugar level stay 70 to 100 in the morning, you skip another day of the doctor medication. So if you see your sugar levels is staying normal for 3 to 4 days while not taking the doctor medication, you skip 2 days of the medication. And if you see that your sugar levels start to stay normal for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 10 days, on a 2-day interval, you skip another day of the doctor medication, 3 days of the doctor medication, and 4 days, and 5 days, and 6 days, till you wean yourself up, because now you are what? You are retraining your pancreas to function well. You are training him back how to walk, because he was crippled by the diet you gave him on a regular basis. And he will serve you well. He will serve you well now, because now you are feeding him the right foods and the right enzymes, and he in turn will take care of you. And you will come off them devil drugs. My brother. All right, I want you to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching. We have a seminar tomorrow down in GICD. I think we have a big seminar there tomorrow in Grenada, teaching what people to stay well. You know what I mean?
You need to give them the ingredients listed.
The herbs?
And the juice.
Okay. And we are going to put the ingredients for the juices under the post. And then you could do that. We're going to put the herbs under the post. And then if you want to have or ask a question, you want to come off the medication, you can call me and I'll help you to wean yourself off them drugs. Because you can't come off the drug once you retrain your pancreas. All right, my brother? This is my African brother right here, man.
I'm here with the doctor.
Yes, sir.
This is real as it gets. Yes. Everything you're hearing here is for real.
Yeah, man. Yes.
In order to get healthy, you need to live healthy.
And you came from all the way from Africa?
I came from all the way from Africa.
Africa, to see me, man.
To see the doctor. I have kidney problem.
Yes, man.
And I hope I get healed here in Grenada.
Yes.
It's home, another Africa. I'm another Africa. I'm sweating. I'm sweating.
South Africa. Grenada is Africa, man.
Grenada is Africa.
Yeah, we welcome our brother from Africa to Grenada, man. You know, he's here for 24 days with me, so we're going to take care of him. Make sure he eats right. Make sure he gets his kidney back in order again, balance it back, and then we're going to go from there, you know. Because God is good, because the Most High is the ultimate healer of all things, man.
Correct.
Not us. Man is not the ultimate healer. God is the ultimate healer, man. So welcome, my brother.
Thank you so much.
I see the full day enjoying yourself already, man.
I'm sweating. Tomorrow I'm ready for Grenada.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to drink the fresh thing that's made now. Thank you all for watching.
Yes.
Stay healthy.
Yes.
And make sure you bless the doctor.
Yes, sir.
May God give him a long life and healthy, as we all can get land from him.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Bless and love, man. Thanks for coming, eh? Yes.
God bless you.
Yes, yes. And we have 2 more people again coming in next week. We're trying to get Dr. Yance on board with some people coming in with cancer, breast cancer and pancreatic cancer, and you know what I mean. We all depend on nature for healing. You know, that's what I depend on. I go to nature, and we're hoping that people could learn when they come here. They could learn, and they could go back and teach somebody else, because lots of people can't come. You know what I mean? So whoever can come, you come and you go back, you learn, and you go again, you go forward again and teach somebody else what you learned. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know, we all are brothers and sisters, and each one teach one. You know what I mean? So I give all the glory to Jehovah, the Most High. You know what I mean? Because I ask him for wisdom, you know? All right, so we're going to put up the post. May I get a glass for me to get the brother? We're going to put up the post. All the ingredients are there for the juices and for the herbs. And don't forget that once you have discipline and you put your mind to balancing back your organ system and the glands, you will never ever get diabetes. And if you have it, you're going to fix it. Got to follow that principle. Because, my brother, here you are, brother. My brother. Yes. Give thanks. Now, As I said before, you can never fix diabetes eating an acid diet. Never. You have to rest your organs. And once you rest your organs are going to take care of you. You don't go to bed with food in your belly. Because God created sleep for healing. So that the body could heal itself after a long day of work. So you don't want to go and put things in your stomach, making your stomach work while you're sleeping, because you are going to defeat that purpose. See? Now they said to me, I eat once per day, 3 days per week. So they say I am malnourished. So I say, oh, okay, hold on. But you're all eating a pyramid diet. 3 to 4 times per day. And the hospital is full of people who eat a pyramid diet. 3 to 4 times per day. So if food is our medicine, and we're eating 3 to 4 meals per day that the so-called dietitian asks us to eat, and that set of food is sending us to doctor's office in the hospital on a regular basis with all kind of ailments, how come food is your medicine? And how come me, Patrick Dels, eats once per day, 3 to 4 days per week, and I don't have diabetes, I don't have high blood pressure, I don't have eye troubles, I don't have lupus, I don't have cancer. I'm going to die, yes, but I make sure that I'm going to keep myself alive by giving myself a good quality of life. So when I reach in the 80s, or if I live to see that, if God give me health and strength to see them days, I will be able to walk around. You understand? Because I rested my organs. That is the key, people, to rest your organs. Don't work them hard. If you drive your vehicle too regular, you're going to get troubles. You're going to have, if you don't take care of it, if you don't change the oil, change the plug, change the wires, it's going to give you troubles. So if you don't go into your system, in your temple, and clean it up, and give your organs a break and rest them, and then when you rest them, you kiss them up. Kiss them up. They're going to take care of you because you're showing them love. Eh? Bottom line. Give thanks and praises to the Most High. Eh? You have something to say? Wonderful. Now, give thanks and praises to who?
The Most High.
The Most High, Jehovah God, because at the end of the day, He is the ultimate healer. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate the love. And don't forget, we're spreading love all over the world, because the world needs love. Because love is the key to a better world. Blessed love. Jehovah is great.
Blessed
Peace.
love.
We're gonna type
Yeah,
the
blessed love.
Yes.
He's gonna type the ingredients.
Show the love now. Push the love button and push the share button. We love you like crazy.
We're gonna type all the herbs below the post and the ingredients for the juicing and everything after the video is finished.
Wonderful.
So we're gonna post the video and we're gonna type all the ingredients and all the herbs, the name of the herbs, so you can get it.
Wonderful. Give
So
thanks.
don't worry yourself.
Blessed love.
Blessed love.
Blessed love.
Blessed love.
Say blessed love.
Blessed love.
Say blessed love.
Say blessed love.
Blessed love.
Blessed love.
Love, 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 love.